All right, today we're going to dive into a concept that could literally change how we think about making and playing video games. It's all built around one simple but honestly pretty profound question. What if you could conjure up entire playable worlds just by using your words? So let's take a look at how this wild idea is actually being brought to life. So take a look at this sentence on the screen. It kind of feels like a line from a book or a movie script, right? Well, in the world we're about to explore, this isn't just a description. Oh no. It's a command. It's the actual blueprint for an entire playable mission built from scratch in just a few seconds. And yeah, that's really the heart of it, isn't it? I mean, forget about spending hours in complicated level editors dragging and dropping assets. Just imagine typing out your vision, whatever it is, and then stepping right into it. That is the revolutionary promise behind this whole project. And this incredible idea, this promise, it has a name: CHRONO-HEIST. It's being developed as a tactical sandbox shooter where you're not just the one playing the game, you're the architect of your own universe. So let's get into the nuts and bolts here. At its core, CHRONO-HEIST is a game for PC and consoles, and it's built on the super powerful Unreal Engine 5. But the real secret's off. The magic ingredient is what they're calling a quantum simulator. This is the tech that takes a simple text prompt from you and just, poof, turns it into a fully immersive 3D world you can play in. Okay, that sounds amazing, but how does it actually work, How do you really get from a simple sentence to a full-blown firefight? Let's peel back the layers and see what makes this whole thing tick. The entire experience is built on what they call 3 core pillars. First, there's the prompt-to-world generation we've been talking about. Second is a really cool idea called async gameplay. And third, live NPCs. Now, these aren't just separate features. They're all designed to work together to create something totally dynamic and unpredictable. So that first pillar, prompt to world, that's the foundational magic trick. It's the system that lets you, the player, type in any scenario you can dream up, and the game's AI just builds it. We're talking terrain, buildings, objectives, even the weather. All of it. It's basically the ultimate creative tool. Now, let's check out the second pillar, async gameplay, because this is where things get really clever. The rules of the game aren't set in stone. If you create a mission set in an ancient era, the game knows to give you swords, shields, and clunky, heavy physics. But if you type in a prompt for a futuristic city, the whole system adapts. You get laser rifles, energy shields, and advanced tech. The time period literally dictates the rules of the world. And this third pillar is what truly makes these worlds feel alive. The characters you meet, the NPCs, they're not just running on some simple pre-written script. Nope, they're powered by large language models. The same kind of technology behind tools like ChatGPT. This means you can have real, unscripted conversations. You could try to negotiate with a guard, interrogate a spy, or maybe even just talk your way out of a sticky situation. Okay, so the idea is incredible. It's ambitious as heck. But that brings up the most important question of all, right? Who could actually build this thing? A concept this huge needs a team with a very specific and very deep set of skills. So let's meet the good villains behind it all. The studio itself is called The Good Villains, which is pretty cool, and it's led by this real power duo. You've got Mehrdad Maradi, who's the technical director, the mastermind with over 11 years of experience building exactly the kind of complex simulations this game needs. And then you have Reza Sadiqpour, the product manager and 3D lead, who knows how to take a big, complex idea and shape it into a polished, successful game. And this is really the proof in the pudding. This isn't their first rodeo. The core team were key developers on a really successful and complex Web3 strategy game called Honeyland. This shows they don't just have big ideas, they have a proven track record of actually shipping sophisticated, finished products. So we have a groundbreaking idea and a team that can actually pull it off. But for any game to succeed, it also needs a really smart business plan. So how does CHRONO-HEIST plan to fit into the gaming world today and, actually make money? Well, their strategy is pretty clever. They're aiming to bring 2 huge and usually totally separate gaming communities together. On one side, you've got the creative types from games like Roblox and Fortnite, the players who love to build stuff but are hungry for better graphics. And on the other side, you've got the hardcore tactical shooter fans from games like Escape from Tarkov, who crave deep, unpredictable challenges. CHRONO-HEIST wants to be the game that finally brings them both to the same table. So how do they sustain this whole ecosystem? Their plan is this really cool 3-part system. It starts with a standard premium sale. You buy the game and its creation tools.
But then there's a creator marketplace where players can actually sell the awesome worlds they design, and the studio takes a small cut. And finally, they're adding a competitive layer, a system where players can bet on their ability to beat the toughest community-made missions. It adds this thrilling, high-stakes element to the whole thing.
And there you have it, an infinitely customizable shooter, powered by cutting-edge AI, built by a veteran team with a smart plan to get it into our hands. It's a future where the line between being a player and being a creator just completely dissolves. Which leaves us with one last, really exciting question to think about. If you had this kind of power, what's the very first world you would create?